Ahoy, mateys, and welcome to this week's Sail Into Reading with yours truly, Miss McNichol. Today, mateys, we are going to be reading the expository text, Into the Sea. And just a reminder, expository text is when we learn about a specific topic. And today, we are going to be focusing on how does the earth change? But you guessed it, before we begin reading, we need to set sail with some vocabulary so we have a better understanding of what we are reading. So let's set sail. The first word is active. The active volcano was about to erupt. Active. Active is basically, it is ready to work as expected. This volcano is expected to erupt. Earth. We dug into the earth to plant some lettuce. Earth. Earth is the land or ground that we stand on. Earth. Explode. Fireworks make bright colors and loud noises as they explode. Explode means to burst loudly. For example, holla! Explode. Island. We visited an island on our vacation. Island. Island is land and water surrounds it. Water surrounds the land. Island. Local. Grandpa and I went to a local park. Local. Local means a place nearby. It's a place near where you live. Local. Properties. I looked at the rock to learn about its properties. Properties are the different way it looks and acts. So this matey here is using a magnifying glass to see how the rock looks. Properties. Solid. Wood is solid, but water and air are not. Solid means firm and hard and keeps its shape. Solid. Steep. This hill is steep and hard to climb. Steep. Steep has a very sharp slope. You can see it right here. Steep. Now that we went over the vocabulary, we are now going to go over and read together how ocean waves change beaches over time. Let's begin. What is erosion? Have you ever made a sandcastle at the beach? You must pick a good spot for it. If it is too close to the water, waves will quickly wash it away. Ocean waves and wind can also wash away land. They can change the shape of an island, which is a land circled by water. When wind and water change the shape of earth, it is called erosion. Waves are the biggest cause of erosion at the beach. Ocean waves are always active and moving onto the shore. They carry the sand away bit by bit. Strong waves are one of the properties of big storms. These waves explode as they crash onto the beach. Storm waves can make a lot of sand quickly. Okay, there's a lot of information going on right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin by rereading paragraphs 1 and 2 so we get a better understanding. What is erosion? Have you ever made a sandcastle at the beach? You must pick a good spot for it. If it is too close to the water, waves will quickly wash it away. Ocean waves and wind can also wash away land. They can change the shape of an island, which is land circled by water. When wind and water change the shape of Earth, it is called erosion. Okay. So first of all, why do you think the author said you must pick a good spot for it when you build a sandcastle? Let's take a look. We find out in the next sentence. If it is close to the water, waves will quickly wash it away. So it is important to pick a special spot for your sandcastle because you don't want to put all this time and work in it, and the next thing you know, it's gone. You need to pick a special spot. And what is erosion? Let's go back and see. When wind and water change the shape of Earth, it is called erosion. So when the wind and water change the shape of Earth, it is called erosion. Erosion. Now we're going to be going over the next part, erosion of beaches. So basically we're going to be reading how does the wind and water change the beaches? Erosion of beaches. Some people build homes near the ocean. Waves take away the sand between the houses and sea. As the beach disappears, the water gets closer to houses and other solid buildings on the beach. Some buildings can even be washed away. So let's take a look at this, mateys. Water gets closer to the houses and other solid buildings. Now remember, we just discussed about solids. Solids are firm and don't even move. Well, it seems with erosion, it can be moved because we go back to this paragraph and says, waves take away the sand between the houses and the sea. So when they take away the sand, the water gets closer to the houses. The closer it gets to the houses, the more likely it's going to hit at the buildings. And in turn, some buildings can even be washed away. Erosion of rocks. Let's see how erosion affects the rocks. Erosion also happens on steep, rocky cliffs or sharp slopes. First, waves smash into the bottom of the cliffs, then they carry away tiny pieces of rock. Over time, many small pieces of rock wash away from the bottom of the cliff. This makes the top of the cliff weak. The cliff can crumble and fall into the sea. So that big steep cliff that you just saw, that cliff, what happens is as time goes on with erosion, the waves keep hitting it, keep hitting it, keep hitting it. And then what happens as time it goes, every time it hits, it takes some rocks away. Every time it hits, more rocks go away. And before you know it, as the rocks are going away, the cliff begins to crumble because the rocks that kept it up are being washed away. Erosion of rocks. Now you may be wondering, well, how do we stop something like this? Stopping erosions. Some local communities work to stop erosion to nearby beaches. These towns have built seawalls of larger boulders or rocks. Rocks are placed in a row in the sea. When waves hit the seawall, they slow down. Then the waves can't pull sand away. Some towns make rules about buildings on the beach. New buildings must be far from the water. Then they won't wash away like a sandcastle. So one of the ways they do stop erosion is by building seawalls. And here's an example of a seawall. And the seawall basically helps when the waves hit it slow it down so it's not as fast. And some towns actually made rules now of where you can build your houses so your houses do not get washed away. Take a look over here. Before erosion, look how peaceful it looks. After erosion, see how all the rocks have moved out? See that? Now, mateys, what I would like you to do is go back and reread this. Because remember, when you reread, you pick up information you may have not have picked up the first time. So what I want you to do is reread and look at the following questions. How does beach erosion change the earth? And I want you to think about and compare how the changes from erosion in this selection compare to other changes in nature you have seen. So think about not only the erosion with beaches, but think about it doesn't only have to be beaches. Think of other things around you and how it changes. Thank you for your time. And as always, it's always a pleasure. Take care and sail on.